CCX Sports presents coverage of high school gymnastics. Tonight, a Northwest Suburban Conference meet between the Maple Grove Crimson and the Osseo Orioles. From Maple Grove High School, I'm John Jacobson, along with Debbie Rasmussen, and the first meet of the season for both of these teams. Practices can be a grind. Finally, get out and get to compete against somebody else tonight.
You know, and that's what's so fun about that first meet is they probably had a month and a half or so of just gym time. And so now it's like, let's put these routines to the test. Let's see how we're going as far as new skills learning, new girls on the team. It's always so much fun to have a season, especially after an Olympic year, too. That just kind of builds that energy for the sport, which we all know I love.
This meet was originally going to be at Osseo. As a matter of fact, until this morning, it was going to be at Osseo. The balance beam at Osseo in their gym broke, and so they did a quick switcheroo, and here we are today at Maple Grove. Both of these teams with some more so Osseo with girls back from last year. Maple Grove has some good young athletes coming into the program, but I think fairly close score-wise. They met each other early in the season last year with Maple Grove winning by less than a point, and I would expect that we'll have something similar tonight.
You know, and it's just always fun when you have two rivalries. Their schools are close together. We've got Maple Grove, we've got Osseo. They've kind of been, wondering what's the other person got going on in the gym and what new skills are we looking at. So this is their first chance to see each other as well.
Should be a good one and a fun one to start our season. It's Osseo Maple Grove High School Gymnastics. It's coming up next right here on CCX.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
We are back at Maple Grove High School, Osseo and Maple Grove. Just getting underway. Maple Grove varsity up first on the uneven bars. Maple Grove starting out on the bars, followed by Osseo on the vault. And you can see all the way through with Osseo finishing on the floor tonight, our 8 rotations.
Very nice start for Maple Grove. A really clean routine. Not a lot of difficulty in that, but what she did, she performed so well. Her kips were all connected. Her tuck flyaway dismount was good, and the landing was great. You'll see here, she does a little backswing, and here's her nice tuck flyaway dismount. Just a small hop on the landing and a big smile. It's just, not only is it the first meet, let's get that first routine out of the way too. So now shake off the jitters and let's get going.
Ava Plath, a co-captain for this year's Maple Grove team, right? So get somebody with a little experience, maybe not going to be as nervous, put them up first, right?
Well, and that says a lot about the coaches, because your first person up might not be the best, but they're going to be the most consistent, and they're going to give that team what it needs to start. You want every routine to build from there. So you definitely want a strong leader to start out on your first event, first meet of the year. It's also the first meet for the judges, too, so always a little bit longer in coming up with the scores.
Next up is Alika Sokol, who is the other captain, co-captain, along with Ava Plath for this Maple Grove team. Ava Plath scoring an 8.5 for her bars routine.
Doing a series of, she has a back pullover and some back hip circles into a swing flyaway. You know what? It wasn't a whole lot in that routine. The routine can be as long as you want and as short as you want. You do need to have some requirements to obtain that big score. But in this situation, she just did a beautiful flyaway dismount there and a nice landing. And again, another good routine for her.
No seniors on this team at all. Dave and Alika both juniors. 10 new gymnasts on the Maple Grove team, varsity JV.
Wow.
And one of their top gymnasts, we should mention, Lila Timothy, is out sick and not competing tonight. So unfortunate for her and for Maple Grove not to have her be able to go tonight.
Well, and that's, where you look to your JV girls. Who can we put in place of her? Who can fill that void? And again, a consistent person, maybe not the strongest and the most difficult of a routine, but one that can at least warrant a good score.
Alika Sokol, 5.375. Next up, Peyton Krebs.
Beautiful free back hip circle. A little bit of a tap on her feet there. That'll cost her a small deduction. Nice long hang kip. Another long hang kip, big cast. Wow, that was a gorgeous tuck flyaway dismount. The height that she had on that was great. It's almost as high as that high bar.
Peyton is a sophomore. Take a look at part of her routine again.
You'll see here, it's just, she was actually, her shoulders were above that high bar when she let go on that flyaway. Nice job. On bars, we are looking for each, you want the fluidity, you want one trick to move into the next trick without a stop or a pause or an extra cast. And that's hard to do. Bars to me is one of the hardest events because it takes a lot of abdominal strength and upper body strength. And back in my day, I didn't have much. I was more of a beam girl, but that's okay. So I always love watching bars when girls are able to do it and do it well.
Waiting on the score here for Peyton before Bella Romans takes her spot on the bars.
Looks like one's ready to go. He gives the twirl signal. Go ahead, spin it around. Nice job.
6.45 for Peyton Krebs. Next up, 8th grader Bella Romans.
Nice kip to a double back hip circle. Beautiful squat on. You see what really is impressive is all the moves just keep going. There's no pause, no hesitation. She does an underswing half twist dismount for her ending of her routine. What I liked about her was it just was smooth. Every trick led into a trick. There were no stops and extra casts. Really important for a gymnast when you're doing a bar routine. To get those big scores, you need handstands, you need release moves, those kind of things. There's that really nice half twist dismount. So we might not be getting the big scores that we've seen, in the past from some other schools, but these are great routines.
Exciting night for these girls, right? First time you have competition against another team like we talked about in our pregame, and just, hey, the season's here. Let's go.
Let's go. And you feel bad that Osseo didn't get to have it in their home gym. For Maple Grove, it's probably like, oh, good, our gym, our equipment,
yeah.
and
which
stuff.
makes a difference, I think.
A big difference. Even though they're made by the same people, some are more worn, some are more stiff. The beam could be a little bit more solid. It could be an older beam that has a lot more give to it. So being able to compete on your home equipment is huge.
Annika Dufault, the sophomore, the 5th and final competitor for Maple Grove on the bars. Bella Romans scored a 6.1.
Beautiful bar work here. Kipps, everything, such straight legs. Gorgeous layout, flyaway dismount. She landed that standing straight up. Arms are straight, legs rotate straight. Beautiful toe point. That was a really nice routine. See, just flows so well. I think she shocked herself a little bit, and she was standing
That was
straight
pretty
up.
good.
That was good. Good start.
Hold on for score for Annika before we take our first rotation break of the evening.
This ends our first round.
Gymnastics season just over 2 months long, and we'll have section meets in mid-February. Here we are the first week in December, so 2+ months.
You know, like I said, it's always fun to start a season after the Olympics. And boy, what an Olympics it was this year with all the medal controversies and, you know, everything that happened. But it still brought a lot of attention to the sport, and that is good.
Score for Annika Dufault of 7.15. And we will take a break. We'll come back. Osseo up next. More gymnastics from Maple Grove High School after this.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
John Jacobson, Debbie Rasmussen back here at Maple Grove's first rotation scores, topped by Annika Dufault, 7.125. Give Maple Grove a team score of 26.175 through their first rotation, and now Osseo up on the vault.
To me, the vault is the hardest event to do when you're not in your gym. You know, it seems to be so close to the walls these days. They're actually starting out in the hallway half the time. And
Geraldine Lumen leading it off for the Orioles.
really nice half-on vault. She had a lot of distance on the backside of that. What I loved about this one was the quick, snappy half-on twist that she had on her pre-flight. Very good. We're looking for straight arms, straight legs, good pre-flight. You'll see there, nice, beautiful form. Just kind of over-rotated that a little bit, had to take a couple of steps. She's going to want to block a little bit harder and kind of let that just float a little longer to her landing.
One more
Beautiful
vault for
pre-flight.
Geraldine here.
Adds an extra half twist on the end of that vault. Nicely done. Again, her form is awesome.
The first vault went for 7.65. We'll see on vault 2 here.
It had a higher start value because she added that half twist on the end. Nice job. She seemed happy with that one.
And it did score higher, Deb, an 8.1 for vault 2.
Nice vault.
Ariana Dunn is up next.
Really pretty half on, half off a vault as well. I love the extension in her body. She just has such a clean line. Straight arm, straight leg. She has a nice half twist on and a really solid half twist off. You see here, just straight arms are so important in this event when you hit that vaulting platform.
Freshman, second year on the team. Personal best vault score, 8.425.
Nice job again. Just really clean. The only thing that she could possibly do a little bit different is to maybe stick the landing a little better, but otherwise, beautiful vault. Great extension.
And her first vault went for 8.5, so she's already beaten her best high school score. We'll see how this one will score. That's not bad, right? First meet of the year.
Gosh,
you already got a personal best.
You got a personal best. Something tells me it's going to get better as the year goes on, too.
Second vault a little lower, 8.2, so she'll take that 8.5. Kiera Mansky up next.
Really nice, half on, half off. One thing that she does really well is on that block on the vaulting platform, her body comes off, and then after both hands are off, she does a really quick half twist. And that's one thing judges are going to be looking for too. They want you to twist after that block when the hands are off that platform versus twisting while you're still on it. And you'll see here she blocks and both hands come off. It's kind of a snappy little twist. Nice landing.
8.175 for Kiera's first vault. There's her second. Sophomore, second year on the team, one of the captains for Osseo.
A lot of times one of the most important part of the vault is that landing. Steps can be small deductions, big, minor, half, a tenth, 2/10, 3/10, those kind of things. So where you can really kind of make up some points here is by sticking the landings on these vaults.
Her second vault was a 7.9. And now Kiera's younger sister, this is Delana Mansky. She is an 8th grader.
There was how you land that half twist. That was absolutely fabulous. She was solid. She's got a great twist on the back side of that vault and just a really good landing. You'll see here, she has that half twist on, blocks, twist. Beautiful. Really nice job.
It's all Delana's second year on the team. Sorry, Deb.
When we're working on those half twists, sometimes throughout the season they'll be working on half on full, which I think she could easily do. Again, another really solid landing. She's got so much time after she does that block. She could quickly add another half twist to make that a half on full off.
Her first vault went for 8.55, which is a career best for her.
Just such a straight body position when she comes off that backside. That was good.
Second vault
Judges
was
like that.
Sorry, Deb. Second vault was 8.3, so 8.55 will go in the books. Fifth and final varsity competitor, Ella Hagelin.
Ella does a handspring vault, and I don't know if you can get it much better than that other than sticking that landing. Her body position is beautiful. After her feet leave the springboard, it's just perfect straight. Look at that, beautiful, no pike. She's able to float down a little bit to the ending and just kind of almost had that mat slide out from underneath her. Oh, look, they've removed the mat. I think that's a good call.
8.225 for Ella's first vault. She was the Orioles team MVP last year as a freshman.
There, another really nice vault. Not sure if she's happy or not. I thought it was great. She just has to, learn to stick that landing, and she's going to be getting a really nice score. Such a great body position. Beautiful handspring vault.
And 8.2 for her second vault. So Osseo is through its first rotation. We'll take another break, come back, and rotation 3 back to Maple Grove on the vault next on CCX.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Top Line member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Osseo's rotation on the vault ended with Ella Haglund's 8.225 score. All 5 gymnasts scoring in the 8s, and all fairly close, within a half a point of each other. And there's our team score, 1 rotation each, as we go to the vault now for Maple Grove.
The vault is the event, too, where you can make up some lost ground if you usually scores are a little bit higher on the vault than they're on the bars. Less deductions, because it's an event that takes about 10.5 seconds from start to finish. Less time for things to go wrong.
Julia Schlungen will be up first for Maple Grove. Julia is an 8th grader.
Starting with a beautiful handspring vault. Again, just great body position, great extension on that. What we really want on that handspring is a very, very solid landing, and she did take a step, which is probably one of the only deductions. She's straight arms, straight legs, pointed toes, and just a step on the end there. Starting in the doorway, that always is just kind of crazy. Really nice half on, half off. You are allowed to do 2 different vaults if you want to. A lot of girls will start out with a vault. They know they can get a good score and consistency, but this second vault was beautiful and definitely will score higher. Great body position, and it starts off at a higher score. For every vault starts at a certain point, and the half on, half off is worth more than the handspring.
Adele Noble will be up next, and it did score higher, Deb, and 7.95, 7.7 was Julia's first vault, and Adele Noble with her first vault tonight, sophomore.
Again, that really, really nice handspring. It's solid. It's done well. Not a lot of room for deductions. Look how straight her arms are. Just the smallest of step on that landing.
Her first vault scored a 7.8.
Really nice second vault. That step was a little bit smaller. She had a stronger block on the backside. This should score a little bit higher than the first one. Almost a stuck landing. Very pretty. Sometimes the waiting game is like, oh, darn it, I just want to see my score. I think beam is the worst, though. When you're waiting for your score, and that poor girl after you was waiting to go, and beam is an event you just want to get up, get it over with, and hopefully not fall and have a great score.
A little discussion on the second vault for Adele and her score, but now it's up. Malika Sokol is up next for Maple Grove. The second vault for Adele Noble, by the way, 7.675. So her first vault a little higher score-wise. Look at Alika's first vault.
There's another really nice handspring. One thing on the handspring, you want to really have distance from the back side of that vaulting platform. And you can tell her hands kind of hit the front of the platform instead of the middle. But the body position is what was so good.
$7.5 on vault 1 and the second vault now for the junior.
Nice half on, half off. Great job just to step on the backside of that. Let's see here. She does that half on. Nice half off.
Lily Full will be next. 7.9 scores. So the second one, definitely the better vault for Alika Sokol.
Nice handspring. Again, beautiful body position, straight arms, pointed toes. You don't want to have a bend in your body. You don't want to have a pike on the pre-flight, and you don't want to have an arch. And she does a great job with this. You'll see she just blocks, has that nice straight body, just a step on the landing.
Lily's coming off a preseason injury. We'll be back to full rotation availability, apparatus availability, I should say, they expect by next month, but is competing in 2 events tonight, including here in the vault. Her first.
It's hard to be hurt in that early part of the season.
First vault goes for a 7.825, and that was good effort by Lily on vault 2.
Nice. Second vault, she does that half on, half off, and her feet didn't move on that landing.
We'll still see Lily again on the balance beam.
You should be real happy with that one.
.275 for scores in the 8s for Maple Grove here on the vault. Here's Annika Dufall.
Gorgeous, gorgeous handspring. That's how you want to do that vault. It was fabulous. It had no bend in the arms and legs or the hips. Aside from maybe having a little deeper knee bend in that landing, that's the only thing I could see. Watch this. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know what they could find to deduct other than maybe the deep knee bend on the landing. Great vault.
First vault went for an 8.025.
She knows how to find those landings. Second vault, half on, half off, again with a really nice landing. I think she's happy with it.
Seems happy with it, right?
Just the ever so tiniest of a hop when she salutes the judge.
And scores a little higher than the first vault, 8.25 for Annika on her second and final vault. Maple Grove through its second rotation. We'll take another timeout. We'll come back. Osseo will be up on the uneven bars. Their junior varsity competing now. That's coming up next on CCX.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
The scores for Maple Grove on the vault. 2 scores in the 8, all within 4/10 of a point or so from each other. And there's our scores for each apparatus through 3 of the 8 rotations. Osseo coming up now on the uneven bars. Lauren Cornell will lead it off for Osseo, then Kira Mansky Ariana Dunn, Delana Mansky, and Ella Haglund up next. Lauren Cornell, 6th year in Osseo Gymnastics,
Wow.
2nd year as a captain.
That is awesome, awesome. She starts out with a kip into a back hip circle. Nice little squat on there. Goes for a long hang kip. Big cast. Do a long hang pullover. Showing a little bit different. Another long hang pullover. Beautiful tuck flyaway. Oh, fighting for that landing. Very good. Nice job. In meets where teams are close, as far as difficulty and score-wise go, you're fighting for every tenth, and the easiest way to get those tenths are on those landings. You can see here she is going to hold on to that. Nice job.
Well, the dedication of those athletes that not every sport do you start as a varsity athlete or are you able to as a 7th grader, but be able to stick with it for 6 years and to become a 2-year captain says a lot about her as a leader, right?
Definitely. And, you know, captains are voted on by teammates as well as coaches. So she's very valued by the teammates as well as her coaches. And like you said, with not having gymnastics anymore in the middle school, junior high levels, you can start your career in, 6th grade, 7th grade, and stay with it all the way through high school.
Lauren score 5.225.
I think it's one of the, I suppose in youth sports, like when you play hockey, you can be with the same group of people, but when you get into high school, you have those 3-4 years that you might play together. These guys have like 7 if they could.
Karen Mansky will be up next. Saw Kiera earlier on the vault.
Really nice kip right into that back hip circle. Beautiful cast on that back hip circle. Just going to do that squat on here. Long hang kip, castaway, another long hang kip. Just a tiny little adjustment there. Does a long hang back pullover. Huge back swing to a gorgeous laid out flyaway dismount. Nice job. She did very well. You could tell in her routine, again, the fluidity was so good. It's just one trick into the next trick without those pauses. And I love that big, huge cast at the end for that flyaway. Gorgeous laid out flyaway. Small step on the landing. Good job.
Through your routine, you got to go through it again, right?
Yes.
This could have been better, but overall seemed pretty happy with that. First competition of the year.
Yep, first meet of the year. These girls they're practicing after school for probably a couple of hours, and they do this for about 2 months. And during those 2 months, they are working on learning new tricks, adding the difficulty. So tonight's meet is about let's get this first win under, let's get a solid routine, and then let's add to it as the season goes on with different more difficult moves, maybe a little bit more uniqueness to routines and stuff like that. So it's kind of a rush to get a routine together, and as the year goes on, then you get to add to those.
Ariana Dunn up next. Kiera Mansky scored a 6.2 for her routine.
Just like on the vault, she has incredible form. Nice flyaway dismount. She's a gymnast that's just really, really pretty to watch because She has these long legs, for lack of a, the form is so great. The toe point is so pretty, and it's just lovely to watch her work bars as far as just the way she swings. It's just, form is good. Body position is good.
Sorry, Deb. Ari Dunn was voted the Rookie of the Year last year. This is her second year with the Orioles team.
Well, that was a very nice routine.
I mentioned Maple Grove with no seniors on the team. Not many on Osseo. I mean, most of these girls will be back next year as well.
And then they're just going to keep getting better as the years go on.
Score of 7.2 for Ari Dunn. And now Delana Mansky.
Beautiful pike kip into that back hip circle. Nice squat on. Long hang pullover right into a long hang kip. Cast again. Again, we're looking for these routines that don't have any breaks in them, and she does a great job. Oh, just the teeny tiniest of steps on that landing. Really great routine for her. Just like on vault, when she had that nice stuck landing on there. You'll see here in this tuck flyaway, just, oh gosh, ever so slightly in that, almost just like the toe moved.
Her high score last year as a 7th grader is 7.9. Let's see how this first routine of 2024-25 stacks up compared to that.
I think it will be good. It's the hurry up and wait game.
Ella Haglund be up next to score of 6.625. For Delana, now here's Ella.
Really nice kip, switch kip, which shows a change of direction, which is one of the requirements. Long hang kip, cast into another long hang kip. Beautiful cast. That's how you land a flyaway. That was absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful routine for her. Again, really, when bar routines are quick, you know that they're good because there's no stops and adjustments. It's just this goes into that, goes into this, and that was a really nice routine for her. Here's that really nice flyaway. Just the back of that heel moved ever so slightly.
Ella scored 8.225 earlier on the vault. Pretty good start for Osseo, Deb, I'd say, through 2 rotations.
I agree. I think they have a little bit of an edge on Maple Grove. And, you know, when you throw up 5/8 first meet of the season on vault, that's really good. You know, without those big vaults, the Sukaharis and the Yurchenkos and those things. That's tough to do, and they did a great job on that.
Waiting for Ella's score to post here, 7.225, team high for Osseo on the uneven bars.
Well, isn't that a nice way to start?
We are halfway through. Head on, beam and floor still to come for these teams. Crimson will be up on the floor exercise when we return to Maple Grove High School.
In 1935, Top Line Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Top Line Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
Osseo's score on the uneven bars, and they leading right now through 2 rotations. High score Ella Hagelin 7.225. And there we are. The team score now 60.70 to 58.55. So just over 2-point lead for Osseo as we head into the floor and the beam. Maple Grove up on the floor exercise. And Adele Noble will lead it off for the Crimson. She'll be followed by Mia Muhlstein, Sloan Frankfurth, Lika Sokol, and Annika Dufault.
By far the most entertaining of the events, just because of the music that they're able to pick, and some of them do their own choreography. Sometimes they bring a choreographer in. Kind of gets you a chance to see personalities of these young girls.
Adele Noble again leading things off.
Really nice start. She does a punch front dive roll into a cartwheel. Little stumble there on that front aerial. Gorgeous full twisting split jump. Getting ready to take a little bit of a breather before she goes in the corner for that second tumbling pass. Forward roll, cartwheel round off right into a backward roll. Full turn is a requirement. She did a 1.5 turn. You can do that, and even a double turn, which you would get rewarded more points for that. Front handspring into front, cartwheel on the back end. Her dance is really fun. A full twisting straddle jump. Nice job. I think what's been nice to watch the floor over the last probably 10 years is the way we are able to get the difficulty in the dance elements as much as in the tumbling. So she added full twist to almost all of her jumps, which increases the difficulty, and she can get a higher score because of that. Really nice punch front dive roll, cartwheel. Her second tumbling pass, she does the dive roll round off right into the back roll. And then lastly, front handspring dive roll into that cartwheel. Where she did have her difficulty was in those jumps and leaps. I don't know if she did a split leap without a full twist in there.
Waiting on the score for Adele Noble before Mia Muhlstein will have her routine.
Close to getting ready. Perfect.
The scoring at time has been deliberate tonight, Deb, but never a judges' conference.
No.
So far. Although we tend to get those more, I'd say, in the floor and the beam. So
yes,
you might still have that pleasure of having one of those.
Yet again, another one.
6.975 for Adele Noble, leading off Maple Grove on the floor exercise. Now the 7th grader, Mia Muhlstein.
It's pretty
How about
good
this
to
is
be in
here's your
7th
first
grade.
varsity event.
I know, right? up, back handspring, back flip. Good job. She has very dramatic dance, and you can tell I love that. Really nice aerial cartwheel into split, leap, full twisting tuck jump. She's teeny, but boy, does she pack a punch with that attitude. I love it. Punch front, dive roll, cartwheel. Gymnasts are required to work on the floor exercise, in the upright position and do some work on the floor as well. And she's done that quite well in this routine so far. Round off 2 back handsprings for her third pass. A nice double turn. Wolf jump. Half twisting. Favorite move ever of mine. I love the Shushanova. Really performed well to that music. And yeah, varsity as a 7th grader.
Yep.
Pretty neat. Talented.
It's Mia's lone varsity event tonight. It was a good one. It's looking part of her routine again.
You'll see here that first round up back, 2 back handspring, round up back handspring into that high tuck is about as high as she is tall. She does a punch front, dive roll into that cartwheel. Every time I swear her foot leaves the mat, it's pointed, which is awesome. And here's round up 2 back handsprings. That should score pretty good. She looks like she's got a little bit of club experience, so I'm wondering if it was nervous today being in her first varsity meet, or if it's like, well, been there. That's how she didn't seem nervous at all.
Coach Grace Dukinson said most of her newcomers coming in have some gymnastics experience, although most of them not necessarily full club, but rec gymnasts.
Yes.
So. 7.15 for Mia Muehlstein. And next up, a sophomore, Sloan Frankforth. And this is her only varsity event tonight. She's competing in all of the other apparatus as a JV performer. But Sloan here earns a spot on the floor exercise for varsity.
And coaches are also still trying to pick their varsity lineups too. And Maple Grove has the luxury. Their JV team is solid. Beautiful opening tumbly pass, round up back handspring layout. Great body position on that. Double turn into full twisting tuck jump. Punch front forward roll, cartwheel. Having some fun with the music. Nice switch leap, full twisting tuck jump. Heads into the corner for the final pass. Beautiful round up back handspring tuck. Aerial cartwheel.
Well, that wasn't how it's supposed to end, but
Not
we'll
sure
go
if
with it.
that's how she was. At least she's.
It's like, oh yeah.
Salute
By the way, I'm done.
She's,
That's all
if you
right.
can't laugh, the whole team is kind of. It's kind of like a front toss, and you land in the sitting position. And she just had a little bit too much energy, and kind of wasn't able to land that quite the way that it was supposed to. But I love that she can, kind of giggle with herself. And
Good strong first pass here, Deb.
beautiful round up back handspring layout. gorgeous position on that. And then a really nice punch front. Dive roll cartwheel. And then lastly, round up back handspring, tuck back. Good job.
Lucas Sokol will be next. Wait for Sloan's score to be posted here. Oh, our first judges conference.
First, you spoke too soon.
I did speak too soon.
We have judges conferences when there's a discrepancy in the score of, I think it might have changed to like 3 or
Depends
4,
on the
4 tenths.
difficulty, starting difficulty of the routine.
Yeah, but it
how
used to
far
be
they could
just
be
a
apart.
straight
Right.
5 tenths. Every year, the sport is changed as far as requirements and deductions, and so along with the coaches and their teams having to learn all the new things, so do these judges. And it's usually one person maybe awarded something a little higher than the other person did, or saw a connection and stuff. So it looks like they've come to a decision.
Score of 6.85 for Sloan Frankfurt. And now, Malika Sokol, her third event tonight.
I love when gymnasts smile on the floor routine. They're just having a great time and enjoying this meet. And she was just smiling up a storm at the very beginning there. Round off back handspring tuck. Teammates like it on the sidelines. Really nice switch leap into full twisting split leap. Does a gorgeous front layout dive roll into that cartwheel. There's that required full turn. She does a 1.5 turn. Heads into the corner for the final tumbling pass. Round up, back handspring, walk out. Really cute choreographed routine. You could tell she enjoyed it. She had fun with the music.
It gets to be long and sometimes tiring, right? You got to have your endurance up right through that last pass and to be able to finish strong.
And it's a 1.5 minutes, but you're doing so much. You're tumbling, which is running. You're trying to remember choreography. You're doing leaps and jumps and turns and trying to stay to the beat of the music. So there is a lot of endurance that is needed for that. That was a gorgeous late front flip in the laid out position. And nice 2 back handsprings with a second when she walks out. I gotta say, this is about the quietest.
It's pretty quiet, isn't
you
it?
can
in
hear
here.
a pin drop. There we go. Finally a score.
7.05 for Alika Sokol, and now Annika Dufault up next. 5th and final gymnast in all 4 events for Maple Grove.
turned into a full twisting tuck jump. Nice combination for some extra points. Wow, punch front. Each one of those was so high. Really nice switch leap into full twisting wolf jump. We're in our second tumbling pass here. Round up back handspring layout. Nice job. Kind of like her layout flyway off the bar. She lands perfectly standing there. So walk over into a stag handstand. Wow, round up 2 back handsprings into a nice high back tuck. There's that front toss, which is such a unique move. We haven't seen that in a couple of years, and I just love it. Kind of like the Shoshanova. Glad to see it's making a little bit of a comeback. Good routine. Nice way for Maple Grove to end their floor.
It's a very strong routine. Here's a look at part of Annika's routine again, her tumbling passes.
Yeah, those 2 punch fronts landing straight up. Here's this back layout, and again, shoulders straight up. Finally, tumbling pass. Round up 2 back handsprings. Nice high tuck.
Maple Grove had a mock meet here about a week ago where they brought in judges and had the girls go through the routines, but they had the judges then give feedback. Okay, here's what you didn't do well. They said it was very helpful to get them ready for this first actual competition here tonight.
Well, and it is because as a coach, you might miss some of the little things that they will look for because that's what their job is. And so to be able to, and then critique all the girls, they get to see all of them. And I think Maple Grove has potential. They can pick and choose from JV or varsity to, their JV team is pretty strong as well. But that definitely is a great way to start your season to have that mock meet.
Looks like we've come to a consensus on Annika's score, 7.95. That'll be the team high by quite a bit for Maple Grove, and a good way for them to finish here on the floor exercise.
I think it should have been a little higher.
Surprisingly, Deb thinks it should have been higher. I've never heard that before from you. Always fighting for the athlete, though.
Yes.
I can appreciate that.
Yes. And granted, I know that the season is early, but, so are my opinions.
We pay you for your opinions. We appreciate it. We take a time out here, and then we'll come back. The balance beam up next. Osseo's varsity competes after this.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
A recap of the scores for Maple Grove on the floor exercise. Good finish for Annika Dufal, the 7.95 for her, wrapping up for the Crimson. And they are through 3 rotations now, and team score of 87.675. Osseo's third rotation coming up now on the balance beam. Lauren Cornell will lead things off. Be followed by Kira Mansky, Ari Dunn, Delana Mansky, and Ella Haglund. As you look at Tammy Hoffnauer's 17th year as head coach at Osseo. And I asked the question without thinking about it first. I said, hey, you've coached the longest in this conference. And she said, oh, no, Bruce Smith. I was like, oh, yeah, Bruce Smith, like 35 years at Park Center. And John Winey at Champlain Park, who's been there about 25 years now. So, but she said that's pretty good company to be in. And their scores have gone up here the last couple of years. They mentioned a lot of girls back from last year, and still a number of these girls will be back again next season as well. So a potential for a team to improve this year and next over the last couple of years even.
And watching them in warm-ups, they're pretty solid on the balance beam.
Lauren Cornell, who is a senior, is leading things off here, as she did on the bars for Osseo. Maple Grove's junior varsity competing in the background on the floor.
Balance beam is probably the event that your first up gymnast is the most important. They set the tone, they set the energy, and usually when your first gymnast does good, you can just build from there. So you want the confidence to just be strong in that first gymnast. And you can tell she's doing a great job fighting for all those tricks. Wolf jump into three-quarter twisting tuck jump. And as on the floor, there are requirements as well. There's tumbling elements. Gosh, she just over-rotated that cartwheel and wasn't able to stick that landing. You have to have that full turn. It's very important. Doing a three-quarter tuck jump into a punch front off the side. Very unique. She missed that cartwheel, and that was too bad because she'll lose that acrobatic series. But all in all, a nice routine, and she's strong in the dance. Now she does that twisting tuck jump and goes immediately into the punch front, fighting for the landing. We talk about this almost in every single meet, that balance beam is only 4 inches wide. It's about the width of maybe one of their feet, maybe 1.5 feet, and it's 4 feet off the ground as well. And we've seen this particular event change so much, like the bars with the difficulty, where forward rolls, backward rolls used to be, oh, those were tough tricks. Now we've got back handsprings and all kinds of stuff.
Just look on your right there, Ray Anderson. She was an outstanding, just an all-state gymnast here at Maple Grove about, the years run together. I want to say about 15 years ago. Now on the Osseo coaching staff. Terrific addition to their coaching staff, and a really good coach, as well as a competitor she was in this gym years ago.
It's always fun when past gymnasts come back and get back to the sport that they have loved so much, and the girls really look up to that as well.
5.925 for Lauren Cornell. And now Kira Mansky.
Hang on. Oh, that was a good one.
Kira's best beam score a year ago was 7.65. Again, second year on the team, but already a captain as a sophomore.
I love when she does that full turn. She stays in that releve position, which is super hard to do. Beautiful split jump, half twisting tuck jump, nice combination. There's your acrobatic series. There you can see just how skinny that beam is. She does a cartwheel into another cartwheel. To get the connection for that, you want one foot to not touch and swing straight through, but the fact is she did it without falling. Excellent.
Here's dismount.
I love she does that twisting tuck jump immediately into the back flip. That's a great combination, and she gets a little bit extra for doing a dance element into an acrobatic dismount. Nice routine. Anytime you do tuck jumps or splits or any of those kind of things, adding that twisting element just increases your chance for, not being successful on the landing. And she was very successful on that.
Ari Dunn will be next.
Yep. There it is. You can tell it is skinny and scary. You either love the beam or you don't. And those who love it are pretty strong and confident. Some girls don't like it, but they're still, pretty good at it. But you're taking all those elements you do on the floor and you're putting it up on top of that balance beam. That's 4 feet off the ground.
With one judge as a score up, we'll see if they concur. We have a
all the
7
events,
and
this is the worst to wait. And when there's judges conference, it's worser. Is that a word?
it is not. A good try. 7.05 for Kira Mansky. And now, Ariana Dunn.
Beautiful no-handed tuck jump right into that wolf jump. Good connection. Nice full turn. Great control. That acrobatic series. Oh, gosh darn. She just missed that foot on the back walkover. That's unfortunate. She's going to repeat the second one. Excellent. Showing that change of direction, which again is a requirement on the balance beam, just like the floor. Split jump. Twisting. Oh. Twisting tuck jump. Probably supposed to go right into that back flip dismount. Really great height on that. Not the routine that you wanted, but she has so much potential in that routine. She's such a pretty gymnast to watch on these events. It's just a matter of getting back in the gym, doing a lot of numbers. We call that beam routine after beam routine. Here, this dismount, really nice. And again, first meet of the year. And, the good thing is it's not the last meet of the year.
Right. Yeah, it's not sections. It's not... But you just pointed right when you're like,
didn't have the meat
falls,
that
right?
I was hoping for. Yep. But still, she has the potential to have a really nice score on that because of all like we said, when you're adding more twists and turns to things, you do have the risk of falling off. Her back walkovers are a little bit more difficult than the cartwheels. And again, but all it's going to take is just, the numbers in the gym. And by the time the next meet comes, she'll probably hit it solid.
Delana Mansky will be up next for the Orioles. They're going to confer on Ari Dunn's score. The third coach for Osseo, in addition to Coach Hoff and Coach Anderson, Riley Johnson, who competed in this program as a 7th grader at Fridley, back when Fridley was part of the Osseo. It was Osseo Fridley for a number of years, but now has been coaching with the team for 8 years. There you see her right next to Coach Hoff there on her knees, and really been a good coach for this Osseo program.
Well, and, this is a strong Osseo team. I mean, they have the depth and, they just have to shake off the cobwebs and get back into the consistency and doing those beam routines. And, I mean, I am very impressed with their routines. I think they're good. Fun to watch.
We've got a score posted here for Ari Dunn, and Delana Mansky takes her spot up on the beam.
No-handed tuck jump into that wolf jump.
6.3 for Ari Dunn.
Which, considering there were 2 falls in their routine, that is a good score. She could definitely be up in the 8s by the end of the season, probably mid-8s. Hang on. Oh. Second back walk over, very nice. Full turn. Wolf jump. And what was great about that is immediately she went from that twisting tuck jump right into that back flip. That was good. Fall's probably not what she's wanted, but again, it's the first meet of the season. You can't beat yourself up on this. It's,
Right. Well, first meet of the year, you got family watching you after you were just practicing in front of your coaches and friends, and you get TV here, you get everything
Yeah.
right in the first meet of the year.
well, and you were mentally prepared to have this at your gym. You know, they
Right.
they weren't
Well,
supposed
and they're
to
right.
be
They
here.
woke up this morning expecting to be at home tonight.
Yeah.
And the problem with the beam over at Osseo, and then they switched to, although the home team, technically, as far as rotation, that they're not in their home gym as they expected to be for this one. So yeah, that definitely throws you off a little bit. Fortunately, Maple Grove was able to host tonight. Otherwise, they would have had to postpone tonight's meet. Able to get this one in.
It's always fun when you get to the end of the season and you watch those section meets or hear about them, and hopefully we'll be doing one, that you get to see how far they've come in their little 2-month season, because sometimes it's pretty incredible.
Really haggling us up. The 5th and final gymnast for Osseo.
She has the difficulty. Beautiful back handspring right into that split jump. Extremely strong and confident on this event. Gorgeous full turn. I love her dance. Switch leap into a side straddle. Saw her nail this in warm-up, so she's going to do a standing back flip, I hope. Very nice. That was awesome. And going into a cartwheel full twist dismount. That was a great way to end that rotation. Beautiful routine for her. She should score very, very, very well with that. That's a routine that can go to state. She has all the difficulty. This right here is so tough. Really nice standing back flip on that. And then she goes cartwheel, immediate full twist into the dismount. It's that step to the back, hangs on. Lovely, lovely routine to watch.
All section, all conference a year ago. Definitely the one gymnast, or the gymnast with the best opportunity to go to state, no doubt. And perhaps a couple of events maybe. Floor exercise is her favorite, and we'll see that yet to come.
Oh, that'll be fun. When you see, she's just graceful on that balance beam, and she's confident, and not a lot of wobbles or deductions in that. And you can tell it's an event that she really likes and performs very, very well.
Judges will confer on Elle's score.
Should be
Maple
in the
Grove, one
nines.
event to go. That'll be the balance beam here, and we'll see Osseo later on the floor exercise to wrap up tonight's meet. Each of these teams will get a couple of competitions, 2-3 before the holiday break, and then you come back, and the meat of your season really is in January, and regular season wraps up early February. Get a couple
There's
extra
some-
days of practice before sections in mid-February, right around Valentine's Day.
There's some invitationals that happen after the holidays too,
Yes.
where you actually get to see teams outside of your conference, and you can size up the competition, see how you're gonna do. Oh,
How about that score? Is it pretty good
I was
for
gonna say.
season opener? 9.125.
Beautiful score for
Ella
her.
Hagelin. Great job. Top score tonight in any of the events. As we go to break, we'll come back. Maple Grove up on the beam next on CCX.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Balance beam scores for Osseo. Ella Hagelin with that 9.125 caps it off for the Orioles. And they'll go into their final rotation, still in the lead over Maple Grove by just over 2 points. 2.1 points to be exact, as Maple Grove finished on the beam, Osseo on the floor. Maple Grove's final varsity competition tonight. Vivian Foll lead it off, then Julie Schlingen, Alika Sokol, Lily Foll, and Annika Dufault. As a look at Grace Dukeson, second year as head coach at Maple Grove. And they've got the 4 coaches who were all teammates here, and not that many years ago. Grace, along with Mackenzie McClellan and Emma Gungard, were all 2019 graduates. There's Emma with Grace there. Gabby Toole is also a member of their coaching staff, graduated in 21. So they've all spent time memorably on CCX years ago as athletes and now as coaches, and a really good coaching staff. And they're also happy to have Jason Bell back this year. Took last year off. He's back as their spotter, veteran coach for Maple Grove. Here's Vivian Foll, 8th grader here on the balance beam. It's our first look at Vivian, and seeing her sister Lily earlier on the ball, but Vivian is just an 8th grader getting her first shot at a varsity event right here on the beam.
You know, we talk about your first varsity event. You know, you don't ever realize, and I don't think they get talked about enough, but the spotter for these teams is huge, huge. He was the spotter when the bars went down.
Yes, we had the bars collapse here at Maple Grove a number of years ago. I think it was during warm-ups, if I remember
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And Jason was right there to catch the athlete coming off, and
with no regard for the bar possibly landing, and it all
Yep.
turned out just fine. But and I remember we just happened to get it
Yep.
on tape in the warm-ups, and he reached in and grabbed the girl, and I swear the bars came down between the two of them. and stuff. And spotting is hard. It's very, very hard. You have to be so in tune to the potential for injury. Where do I need to step in? When do I need to, protect them? And it's an art.
6.4 for Vivian Fohl. Now Julia Schlangen. Julia, we saw very early tonight, starting out on the vault.
Does a cartwheel in the second cartwheel. We call that a push cartwheel, where she has a little tiny bit of air time. Really tough. Closest thing to do an aerial that you can. Nice tuck jump, straddle jump. Really nice back flip dismount, just the tiniest of step on back. I got to tell you, Maple Grove's going to make a challenge here on the balance beam. So far, they've had two really, really nice routines.
Yeah, really nicely done by Julia. Look at it again, her dismount.
Just that ever so tiny, tiny hop. You can tell coaches are happy with that. If you ever want to watch some really crazy videos, go on YouTube and watch spotters in gymnastics and what they are able to do to prevent injury to these athletes is pretty incredible.
You talked about it earlier, what a fun Summer Olympics was, right? Especially if you're a fan of the U.S. women's team.
Yes, it was. And I thought what was so unique was that age had no factor in the team this year. When there was one that was 16, Hensley was only 16, but they could have sent 3 teams and probably taken bronze, silver, and gold. That's how strong the depth is in women's gymnastics in the United States, and we are so fortunate to have a couple of the really top gyms here in Minnesota, especially in our own backyard, Twin City Twisters, becoming incredibly well known. People are moving here so that their kids can train at that gym.
Nice score for Julia Schlangen, 7.75. Now Lika Sokol.
Oh, darn.
But okay.
Yep.
I thought she maybe twisted that.
That's what I thought too.
That right foot on her way down, but it looks like she's all right.
That's the thing about balance beam. You just have one shoulder that's off a hair, and the next thing you know, you are not on the beam anymore. You're standing next to it, which can be tough. It is really tough to get back up there after one fall. It's really tough to come back after 2. So anytime these girls get back up and fight for that, I am so impressed, especially on this event. Beautiful wolf jump into twisting split jump. Nice aerial round off the side. Potential for a good score. She just had some falls. And again, that's just getting back into the gym and doing routine after routine after routine. So it almost comes so natural.
And a 7.9 earlier on the vault. She's competed in all 4 apparatus as a varsity athlete tonight.
Hard to end your first meet on the balance beam and then have a couple of those falls. But you know what? This is where now you know what you got to work on. You go back into that gym and you start to just do routine after routine after routine.
Lily Fohl is up next.
As a gymnast myself, I'd always hope that my child would, be a gymnast, and she was not. And it's probably a good thing. I think it would be hard as a parent to see that and know that your daughter's trying so hard. And not every day is going to go the way you want it to.
You got a hockey player instead.
I
That was
did.
okay. High school, college hockey player.
And
Nothing
a
wrong with that.
goalie.
And a goalie. It's,
There was a lot wrong with that. I'm kidding. Love her to death. Every straddle split save, I thought, there's my gymnast in there somewhere.
6.075 for Alika Sokol. And Lily Fool.
Wow, able to hang on to that, so that's good. Just realizing how close the balance beam is to the spectators.
It is pretty close, yeah,
Yeah.
compared to most of the gyms that we're in.
Yep. Nice! Oh, cartwheel right into the round off. It's a great acrobatic combination. Split leap into twisting, or switch leap into twisting split jump. Oh, Matt happens to be on the wrong side, unfortunately. She has to wait for a second. Really nice routine. I'm not sure how big of a deduction, because that was quite a big pause to have the mat on the wrong side and stuff. But what a great routine. Really tough to come back after you see a fellow gymnast that struggles and have falls, you know. So, and she did a great job picking up that confidence and being able to put forth a really nice routine that should score well.
Again, Lily just competing in the two events tonight. She had an 8.275, a team high on the vault earlier, and now here on the beam. Osseo Junior Varsity finishing up on the floor exercise. That's the music you hear in the background. Monica Dufault will be the final gymnast to compete tonight for Maple Grove. Awaiting the score on Lily Fool before she gets up on the beam.
Again, the waiting. It's kind of hard to, a lot of gymnasts go through their beam routine in their head while they're standing there waiting. Others, try to sing or keep themselves, occupied to take their mind out of the fact that they are waiting.
.75 the score for Lily Fool. Second so far to Julia Schlungens, 7.75, and now Annika Dufault.
No-handed mount right into the wolf jump. That's, I think had it not been 8:30, I think they would have waited like they should. So, and I feel like they've turned the heat off in here. It's a little cold.
There's a long discussion on the score for Annika here.
And I'm not, I'm not sure. I think it could have to do with, does she get awarded the connection, did the fall happen prior, after, did she have a 2-foot? I mean, there's so much to take into consideration when you are given extra points when connections are made, that when you don't make those connections, then they have to be, taken away. I mean, for 2 falls, and one judge throws up a 7.
6.875. Yeah, so you're right. She's in the close to 8 without those falls.
Easily. And then
Probably
add
more.
on the connections that she has the potential to. Like I said, Maple Grove has a really strong beam lineup, and I think that's great.
One more time, I will come back. Our 8th and final rotation, Osseo, up on the floor exercise next on CCX. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Maple Grove's scores on the balance beam. Julia Schlangen with a high score of 7.775. Last rotation, Osseo up on the floor exercise. Maple Grove's final score, 116. Osseo looks like they will probably top that here in the floor exercise. Lauren Cornell leading things off for the Orioles.
Got some really fun floor music here. Beautiful switch leap into full twisting wolf jump. Round up back handspring into a back roll for that tumbling pass. Final tumbling pass, front handspring, dive roll, cartwheel. Nice routine for her. I love the music. That was fun.
Lauren Cornell, who followed, as you saw, by Ari Dunn, Kiara Mansky, Delana Mansky, and Ella Hagen.
First tumbling pass was that punch front dive roll right into the cartwheel. Beautiful. Second one, she does round up back handspring into the back roll. And final was a front handspring dive roll right into the cartwheel. This is, at the end of the night, it's 8:30. They've been in school since probably, 7 this morning. Maybe they went home, had a little something to eat, came back here. This is a long day for these girls. And again, that just goes into, as the season progresses, the more endurance you have, and probably the better in shape that you are by the end.
7.1 score for Lauren Cornell. Already done. Up next. Her best score tonight, the vault, an 8.5 early. her 4th varsity event of the evening.
Full turn, full twisting tuck jump as she heads to the corner for opening tumbling pass. Round up back handspring, nice high tuck. Beautiful switch leap into a 1.5 twisting tuck jump. Punch front dive roll cartwheel. Round up 2 back handsprings into a back tuck. Very dramatic ending. Love the choreography in that. When you see moves that are unique, she does that round off to her, flat to her stomach in that ending pose. That just adds, it's kind of like the exclamation point on the end of that routine.
Good part of Ari Dunn's routine.
That first opening pass, round up back handspring back tuck with such great height. Punch front dive roll right into the cartwheel. And lastly, round off. 2 back handsprings into a nice high tuck as well. She should be very happy with that. Maybe beam didn't go so well tonight, but floor was fantastic.
Ari knows it's not warm in here. She's got a blanket. She came prepared. Deb, where's your blanket?
I'm going to
You're
wrap
always
my
cold.
coat. I'm going to wrap my coat around me.
It is so quiet in here.
Oh my goodness sake. These are the most calm fans I think we've ever had.
Kira Mansky up next. .775 for Ari Dunn.
That's a good score. Round up into a full twist. Great opening pass. Love the dance. You can tell she enjoys this routine and is doing a great job with it. Punch front walk out into a front walk over there. The full turn was a 1.5 into a full twisting tuck jump. Round up 2 back handsprings for that final tumbling pass. Kind of a back pop shoulder roll. Really pretty routine. You can tell she enjoys it. Coach's big smile on her face, seems happy with it too. Very good.
Kira and her sister Delana have competed in all 4 events on varsity. A good part of Kira's routine again are tumbling passes.
Opened up with that round off full twist. little low on the punch front walkout, but still was able to hold on to it. And here she has the round off 2 back handsprings. Like seriously, a pin could drop and we would hear it.
And judges will confer on Kira Mansky's score before we get to Delana Mansky, and then tonight Ella Hagelina will wrap it up tonight.
Oh, that was a quick one.
Quick judges conference.
I think we've ever had a quick judges conference before.
.275 for Kira Mansky. And now Delana Mansky.
Another really dramatic start to the music. Wonderful round off. Full twist to open up. Getting ready for the second tumbling pass. Punch front walk off. Round off back tuck. Nice job. Switch leap into wolf jump. Full twisting wolf jump. Let's see what she throws for her third and final tumbling pass. Round off full twist to end it too. Nice job. Really, really pretty routine. Lots of difficulty in the
seem
tumbling.
happy with it at the end, though.
I know.
Well, I thought it was pretty well done.
I did too.
Yeah.
I thought it was very well done. It's always interesting when we have siblings on teams together because you're always wondering, what's the conversation at that? Especially those twins from Maple Grove, and they were so good. How many years ago was that?
Oh, goodness.
A few.
15.
Really nice full twist to end it. That's what a lot of people open with. So she throws that at the very end. That takes a lot of strength and endurance for that.
Potentially a score in the 8s or high 7s for Delana.
I think it should be mid 8s personally. Uh-oh, what's he going to say?
Well,
Going to confer. He's probably had... Let's see if this one goes as quick. And these judges, throughout the season, they judge together. They, can kind of... They need to learn how to work together as well. And when we get down into section meets and state meets, it's 4 judges on each event, not just 2. And again, I think, when you have bars involved, they're pretty quick, they're fast. There's not a lot of room for judges' conference, but we seem to get our most judges' conferences on beam and floor.
No doubt.
And there is definitely more requirements to get full difficulty. And believe it or not, it's easier to score a routine that starts from a 10, that you know has all the requirements. When we watch college gymnastics, NCAA, every single one of those girls probably start from a 10. Then you're just looking at deductions. When we have routines that don't start for a 10, they're probably harder to score because now you're adding things and making sure you're getting to the right score as, taking away if it doesn't start at the 10. Did that make sense? It did in my head when I thought it.
7.975 for Delana Mansky. Ella Hagelin, who scored as high as a 9.5 in this event last year as a freshman.
She is fun to watch on this event. Beautiful full twisting punch front to a front flip. Tiny bit short on that, but so difficult to do. It shouldn't be a huge deduction. Switch leap into full twisting split leap. Full 180 extension on those leaps too. Unique back handspring, kind of like a back head spring. Meant to do that. Getting ready to head to the corner. Round up back handspring, full twist. She has so much bounce. She almost bounded right off the floor. Beautiful handspring layout, so difficult. I am going to tell you that routine has everything it needs to make it to state. She was just phenomenal. That to end with the layout front, that's really tough tumbling.
You were a confident dancer and just a great tumbler too, right?
Yep, and it was just choreographed to support her strengths. So here she has a full twisting front flip right into the punch front and just opened up a tiny bit too soon. Tiny little step on that, but this back, she's gorgeous. Round up back handspring, full twist, and then here, this is just exceptional. Handspring, layout front. Watching her on that second pass is like watching Simone Biles. She had so much energy. She would bound herself almost off the floor as she did as well. And better be in the ninth. Better be in the ninth. Like a 9.3 or 9.5. I'm saying.
Great way to finish for Osseo and for Ella.
Is a very, very Osseo's got a really good team. And Maple Grove does too. They just, I think Beam would have been their big, huge event because they had so much strength on the event, but they had those falls and they just need to put more numbers in at the gym. And first meet of the season, both teams did great. I see 1-9.
Looks like 9.05 for Ella Hagelin on her first floor routine of the season.
I'm fine, but it should have been.
It could have been. Well, there's room to grow. There's season to grow. There's a lot more season yet to come here. Mm-hmm. We will take a final timeout, come back with our final scores, and wrap things up. Maple Grove, Osseo Gymnastics coverage continues after this on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back to Maple Grove High School. It's the Osseo Orioles winning tonight's meet to start the season against Maple Grove. 121.525 for the Orioles, 116.50 for Maple Grove. Back at Maple Grove High School, John Jacobson and Debbie Rasmussen, and a big win for Osseo. Deb, they were so close to beating Maple Grove last year. Tonight they beat them by about 5 points. Believed to be first time they've ever beaten Maple Grove in gymnastics. So a big win for Tammy Hoff in this program, and a lot of potential for that group.
You know,
and a great way to start for them.
Fun to watch Osseo tonight. They just did well. They have a really strong team, and I think the girls performed really, really well. Maple Grove kind of struggled on that balance beam, but, you know, that's just going to, over time, they have the difficulty to get those big scores on beam, and it's just going to be some consistency issues that they need to work on. But I think for a first meet, both teams did really well tonight.
The all-around champion tonight, the Hagelin of Osseo, 33.625. 2 scores in the 9s to end the night, both on beam and on floor exercise for her.
It will be fun to watch her. I think she has a really great chance to have a great road to state by the end of the season. She has the difficulty. She's so pretty to watch and just really charismatic on the floor routine. She was super fun and a really good gymnast. It'll be fun to see her.
Well, more gymnastics for you in about a week on CCX. Lake Conference action. Wayzata and Hopkins, 2 of the top teams in the state and in the area. That'll do it for tonight's meet, though. Congratulations to Osseo winning tonight against Maple Grove. For Debbie Rasmussen and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for tuning in for our coverage of high school gymnastics on CCX.